This is KUGAN CASSIUS for iField TV in association with MTK Global. We're at the first leg of a three-leg press conference for Josh Warrington and Carl Frampton's world title clash on December 22nd in Manchester.
Yep.
I'm joined by IBF world champion Josh Warrington. Sounds good, doesn't it?
It sounds very good. Say it again.
Yeah. IBF world champion Josh Warrington. Yeah. How's kind of the last few months been for you? You know, has it all sunk in?
I probably say that I haven't let it sunk in, to be honest with Coog. I think you've got to keep the fire in belly, you've got to keep that hunger there, and you've got to keep wanting to strive and better yourself and keep wanting for more, you know. Before the fight, I went into the hotel room thinking to myself, oh dear, I want to fucking everything for this. This is all I want. I don't care what happens after, as long as I win that world title, as long as I, you know, beat this fucker and get the arm raised. That's all I'm bothered about. As soon as I got out and got into change rooms, I was like, who's next? Who's next? You know, it's the only one I'm going to win. I hadn't really let myself get satisfied with what I've achieved, because I think the moment you do, then that's when you lose the hunger, you lose the desire to keep on striving for more. And I think you've still got to keep the mentality of a challenger, and that's what I've tried to do. You know, I've worked so hard to get here now, and I don't want to give it up. And you know, I do believe I can go on, and some will be out there laughing, you know, what I say, but nobody give me a chance against Selby, and I think I can go on and win another title of heavyweight division.
I mean, everyone's kind of followed your journey, you know, particularly since you won the Commonwealth title.
Yeah.
And it was always a case.
Back when I was known as John.
Yeah, that was an editor's mistake, my mistake. But yeah,
she didn't even like me. I'm joking.
John Warrington. But everyone kind of sort of took note from there, and it was kind of it seemed a long drawn out process for you to get the world title shot. You were kind of answering all the questions that were being put in front of you, getting rid of whoever you needed to get rid of, but it was always kind of coming and coming and coming.
Yeah, exactly.
And you had to put yourself into the position to fight Lee Selby. And you're right, and not many people really gave you a chance.
No.
Outside of your team and Frank Warren, etc. A lot of people believed that you can pick that up.
No, it's all right. I'm not going down there.
A lot of people believed that Lee Selby would be the more superior boxer on the night, and it didn't play out that way, and you kind of continued what you'd been doing in the ring, and whether it could have been answered on the night, you answered those questions and claimed that title, and it was a good moment for you, wasn't it? More than a good
massive
moment.
moment, because let's not forget, you know, when back in the early days, I mean, you know, I remember from 2014 when I'd had that little spike, and I'd gone from small hall leisure centres to fighting, you know, like Rendell, and then next thing I'm medlining my home arena in Leeds, and it would just boom overnight. It just very, very quickly. The fan base just grew and grew and grew. There was lots of more pressure on there because everyone expected me just to win. And then from around 2014 to 2015, me and Lee kept on getting spoke about. Obviously, 2016 there was a scenario of my wedding, and all that carrying on. And you know, it's just been a long old slog. You know, is it going to happen? Is it not going to happen? And people are saying, you know, you're not going to get his opportunity. But for to get the opportunity, and when it finally came back round, like there was nothing going to stop me from going on and pursuing what I believed all along. I believed I was going to beat him, and believe I, you know, win that world title. And I thought that when I watched him beat Gradovic, I thought I can beat Lee. That from then on. And obviously it was like a long drawn out process, so it did feel like a long time coming, but yeah, it was satisfying to have the arms raised.
People say it's not winning the title, it's keeping hold of it.
They do say that, yeah.
They do say that, and you're about to find that out because, you know, literally in your first defence of your world title, you know, within sort of 7 months, you're going to be fighting Carl Frampton. So it's not like you were kind of given an easy couple of defences.
No. And the thing is as well, I mean, Frank kept on speaking about, oh, we need to do Carl this year, Really and truthfully, we didn't need to take Carl. You know, we didn't need to. It's not like, you know, I need to fight in front of all these fans because, you know, it'll be a big payday for me because, you know, I'm not really a big ticket seller like that because everyone knows I've got a big fan base and big crowd behind me. Could have easily gone back to Leeds and just had a voluntary. That's what most fighters do, getting a little payday behind you and just I wouldn't say drop down level, but just calm everything down and just enjoy that. Just enjoy being champion, get your first defence under your belt and go on. But for me, I just thought, you know what, we're a world champion. I know Frank wanted to get it in this year. If we did go to the arena, then it would have been August, September time, and then I'd have been straight back into camp for another fight in Christmas time, and it would have long 5 months building up to the Selby fight. A lot of media, a lot of build up, a lot of pressure, a lot of promotion to sell the show, and after, I think you just need that recharge and just come down a bit, and it would be nice for me to just switch off and just be normal, spend time with my kids and just do things around the house what needed doing, and get pissed up watching England in World Cup.
Where do you think Carl Frampton is in his career at the moment? Because he's made a few changes to his training team, etc., over the last year and a bit, and he seems a more happier fighter now. But how do you kind of see his career where he is at the moment?
I said to him yesterday, we did the round table thing yesterday, and I said to him, I think he's a little bit of a shadow of his own former self. What I mean by that is when he boxed Quig and Santa Cruz, he seemed to be like, he had momentum with him, he was flying, he was looking a little bit sharper than what he has done of his recent performances, and he responded with, once I have an high level of opposition in front of me, then that brings me best out, and I can understand that. But the things like his engine, he seemed to tire a bit in that Horatio Garcia fight. He said blame that on a short camp. The Native and Air were alright performance, and Luke Jackson, it's a little bit difficult to go off that one because Luke Jackson unbeaten, but not really. He's never boxed out of Australia, not really at that level, you know what I mean? So it's hard to say, but time goes on and it never really works in your favour, especially when you're not as active. I mean, he's been busy over this last year, but maybe a little shadow of his former self. I mean, he's going to speak in press conference and say that he's firing on all cylinders and he's ready to go again, but it's about timing in this game, and I think this is my time. I'm just at the start of my peak years. And I think he's been there for a long time, and I think this might be a bit of a slide. I don't know, we'll see on December 22nd. I
mean, your last fight with Lee Selby, there was obviously a lot of stuff said between your teams, your fans, yourself and Lee, and it was that kind of build-up. This is going to be very different, isn't it? Because
a little bit. I mean, yesterday we did a round table thing, and only last Friday they sent me itinerary for a week, and I'm like, bloody hell, 3 press conferences
in 3 days.
It's
full on. Yeah,
exactly. I don't know what they expect us to. I don't think. I can't force it. If there's respect there, then there's respect there. I can't force the hatred. With Lee we're different. I genuinely didn't like the fella. Do you know what I mean? And Carl said the same yesterday. I ain't going to force it. I've got respect, and it is what it is. Shouldn't
have to force it anyway. No, if something comes natural,
people say, oh, you need to sell the fight. Promoters say you need to sell the fight, but why can't people just enjoy 2 fighters who were unbeaten, wanting to just see who's the best and go from there? End of the day, you go in there, you put your body on the line. Yeah, it's an hard game, so shouldn't that be enough without having a little bitch, you know what I mean? And the thing is with me and Lee, like I say, it built up for a long time. He took things personal, like slagging my fans off, slagging my family off, calling me a coward and everything before my wedding. So when that time came, listen, I didn't care what people thought, if they thought I was being bang out of line and I was speaking to him. I wanted to get that off my chest. With this, it's a bit different. To force it, then I think people would see right through it. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, that's not me, my character. I've got a lot of respect for Carl. Come December 22nd, I want to punch his head in. After that, what you having at bar, Carl? And it's one of them things, isn't it?
Punch his head in and buy him a drink.
Exactly.
Or vice versa. He'll punch your head in and he'll buy you a drink. Either way.
Punching my head in, it's staying this way.
But yeah, I mean, we saw kind of in Frampton's kind of build up with Nonito Donaire, they were kind of singing to each other and stuff like that. And
I've said to him yesterday, I said, listen, after we'd finished that, I said, I'm going for a fucking bite to eat for you before fight, mate. That's where it line draws. I said, I'll shake your hand and show respect. I said, we're not going for the bite to eat. He stops there. He said, what would you say? I said, mate, I'd turn around. If that were me and he'd asked me, I'd turn around and say, listen, I've got my own schedule. We're fighting tomorrow. And that's that. But, Carl's in there, just like I say, he's a respectful fella, and it's what it is. Would you do it? Would you do it? Like, you were having a fight and you were coming up against somebody and you...
Well, in my fighting days, Josh.
You had some fighting days?
Yeah, I was Sri Lankan amateur heavyweight champion. Why are you laughing?
Go on, no.
2006 to 2008, had a little break and then come back, made one return. But yeah, I didn't used to go and have dinner and sing with my opponents. That's the answer to your question.
This is it. This is I couldn't see it really. I couldn't see that. Pass us red sauce, Carl, pal. Looking forward to tomorrow then, mate. No, it's not happening, is it? It's not happening.
Your fighting's on BT Sport pay-per-view from Box Office.
Mm-hmm.
This is your first pay-per-view fight you're headlining?
Yeah.
Of course. I wanted to ask you about there being a potential another fight that we were just talking about on the same day. From Matchroom, potentially with White and Chisora. I mean, what do you think about that? As from a fan point of view, no fan wants to have to choose between two fights in the same country on pay-per-view.
No, not all. And originally we were talking, and we were meant to be going out on November 10th ourselves, and because things were negotiating, took a little bit longer. I think Frank took a backward step, and Eddie went along with getting Bellew and Usk, and now that this one's been announced and it's out there, I don't think it's no good to the fans. It's no good to the fans, and really, in truth, I think Eddie should take a backward step and say like, you've got out there first, and it is what it is, and boxing's booming at the minute, and everyone wants to see the big fights. I don't think they should be sat there like watching a round of me and Carl and then watching a round and White and Chisora. It's like, and £40 is a lot of money to people. They're not going to justify paying like both amounts when they're not getting the full package, because they're going to be watching half and half of each show, and it don't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, and there is no winner really. Obviously it's going to be an hell of an atmosphere in ours, because I've got a big fan base. Carl's got a massive fan base, so the tickets are going to be pulling for selling our show. But in terms of the viewers and people watching at home, there's no winners. So Ed, pull your finger out. Come on, pal. We're still pals. Just sort it out. Let it be. They can fight next year. They've already had a go. Let the little fellas have a go. So so I was to say.
We'll have to see how that pans out. But just from a fan point of view, I think everyone will be in agreement on the same fact. I think we kind of look at it sometimes a bit cynically, and I don't think it's a case of a promoter trying to get one over on a promoter to clash on the same. I don't think it's a case of that. I'm sure it's not a case of that.
Yeah.
Just,
I hope not. Cause
I don't think it is. I think it's just a venue, like the venue that Eddie Hearn said's been booked for the 22nd, and that's the fight they're looking to have on there. You guys have announced your fight first. The ball is in Eddie Hearn's court, what he decides to do. But from a fan point of view, I suppose we wouldn't like that choice.
No, of course not as well, and not only that, the people on the undercard, the fighters on the undercard will be affected in some way. And like I say, you got to think of the fans. Those who are paying their hard-earned money to watch it. You shouldn't have to put that difference between them. There already is a bit of a difference between Sky Sports or BT, and Matchroom or Queens, but it shouldn't come down to that. You should just enjoy the boxing and that's it.
It will never be like that.
No, it won't be.
Listen, it's part of the debate about the sport, the whole,
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens with that.
You don't got it in any other sport though, do you? You know what I mean? And football's played on every channel, and I don't know, boxing's different, but it just goes along and people just enjoy it as a sport. You might watch, like for instance, I watch the Leeds on, there might be on BBC in the Cup, and then Sky Sports on, a league match, and then highlights are shown on Dave or whatever it's played on now. Do you know what I mean? You still get to watch it, but it shouldn't be a divide. I'm going to watch this because it's on this channel. There's no winners there. It's a good fight. People just watch a good fight.
Are you happy about the fight being in Manchester?
It's kind of a little away day, so most of my pals are. It's like a bit of a Christmas piss up in Manchester. I had a few texts saying some lads are not going to be making it home on Christmas dinner. But
we knew it wasn't going to.
Listen, Leeds can only hold 10,000. Belfast, I think, is 9.5. Manchester's like 22. You'll have half Belfast, half Leeds. It's going to be a hell of an atmosphere, and I look forward to it. It gives Leeds Arena a break, and it's good to have something different. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Like I said, in an ideal world, I'm sure Carl would have liked it in Belfast. You would, in an ideal world, obviously had it in Leeds, but a neutral venue does seem the most sensible thing to do.
Even regardless, people say, "Oh, you're York champion. Why? It's the biggest venue out there," and it don't bother me. You know, I've had like 4 or 5 years of fighting in Leeds. You know, constantly. So nice change of scenery. I'd have gone anywhere if there were a venue big enough in Belfast.
Would you have been happy to fight in Belfast?
Most definitely. Yeah. Most definitely, because you know, people say like, "Oh, I just can only fight in blah blah blah." I like the challenge. I like to what I. English title and my Commonwealth title, I were in backyards, you know, in the opponent's backyards, and I know that's a small scale, but I don't mind the challenge, and that's what it's about. Walking at someone's backyard and causing an upset, that's what it's about. So yeah, it would have been also nice to fight in Leeds, but I'm not bothered. We'll have a good old night. It'll be a good atmosphere, and it's going to be a great fight.
Certainly will.
Yeah.
All right, John.
Josh. I will just finish. I will just finish. I seen an interview yesterday with Lee, and I don't know if you know, we didn't get to speak to each other after. And for me, like after 12 rounds was done, that would it. We should all the bickering and fucking bullshit beforehand between fans, team, whatever, that should have been done. And since his interview, since the fight, he put a little statement out, and he just left a well done to Josh, and that was that. But then since that, I mean, I seen an interview yesterday with him, Welsh boxing or whatever. They're asking him about the Warringon fight, and he says, oh, he's still bitter. You know, he can't drop it. He keeps going on about the weight, but never complained about the weight before when he was winning. You know, he got chinned on the night, and that should be it. He should just let it be. I still feel like he's still better on him. I think that he still leaves a bit of fucking needle there. Lee, just let it go, man. You know what I mean? It was been done. We've had a good 12 rounds, and that's that. And I wish you well in all your future career, but just leave it now. Stop being fucking bitter. All right, still short. Crack on. And that's that, Cougs.
Josh Warrington, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. Like I said, this is day one of 3 days.
Day one, tomorrow in Leeds.
Yeah. Open to the public.
Open to the public.
Carriage works.
12:30 start. If you're not at work, if you're pulling a sickie, if you've got lunch, get yourself down, make some noise. Belfast is going to be fun. You should imagine.
That's on the Thursday.
That's on the Thursday. I'm not too sure, but I think it's. I'm going to say it's like I don't know which one it is.
I'll mention it in Carl's one, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not too sure where that one is.
It's going to be good fun. Get a little taste of the atmosphere, and yeah, December 22nd. You're either there or you're watching on telly. You know what to do. And still.
Thank you very much.
No worries, mate.